Good morning, happy Saturday. So, had a question last night about the whoosh effect. Someone said, what is the whoosh effect? Can you explain it? And also with regards to how this relates to quote unquote slow weight loss. Now, the whoosh effect came about from a hypothesis and a theory based on actual lean dieters in many cases. So people who have already lost a bit of weight, and that what can sometimes happen is people aren't losing weight, they're following it, then all of a sudden they drop 4 pounds, or they just feel lighter, they feel less squidgy. And the hypothesis is that when you lose body fat not weight here, your fat cells fill up with water before they are essentially breathed out in some cases, until they disappear like sprinkle dust. So, pixie dust. Is that the one? So, I just wanted to go over this and whether this is, how relevant this is, one, and what this leads to. So, I'm guessing that they asked the question because they were thinking about, slow weight loss, what's going on here. Now, it could be something to do with this. It's normally to do with, one, water fluctuations. Water fluctuations will happen naturally, and it could be something to do with this process, providing you're in a calorie deficit. Because the key thing is here is that they're in the calorie deficit, okay? So they don't just get this sudden whoosh from not, they've been consistently in a calorie deficit to lose body fat, not necessarily weight here, okay? So you're going to get natural water fluctuations anyway, and women will generally fluctuate up to 4 pounds a day. So remember that. Number two, your carb intake, your salt intake, your sleep, all these things can impact how much you handle, how much water you store. Not to mention that if your carb intake goes up, you store 4 grams of water for every gram of carbohydrate that you store. Not as fat, just in your muscle, so that you've got that energy. It's called glycogen. So you store more water, and as a result of that, the scales can be up and down. You may just tweak your diet slightly, and you may actually lose some weight a bit more, but because you've been so consistent, that's generally the reason why, because you've been in that calorie deficit. But it's a reminder here that the weight isn't the only measure, and that if you're just using weight as a measure, you'll probably get frustrated very quickly, because it can be up and down. It can not be a reflection on your habits, on the amount of exercise sessions you do, how strong you feel, how toned maybe you feel. Like some of the days sometimes feel, I feel more toned around my stomach, but I haven't lost any weight this week. But the inches haven't changed either, and there can be human error. The key thing here is if that's how you're feeling, just consider that. Are your clothes fitting better? Have you actually just give yourself credit for the non-scale victories? Like, have you actually exercised more? Just give yourself credit for that. Don't be too obsessed with the scales, because they can go up and down. Water fluctuations, cycle, the foods we eat, salt intake, carb intake, stress, sleep, how much fibre you ate the night before, too much cabbage. Now I've put on 1 pound, what's going on? This isn't fat, remember that. And sometimes it's important to step back, and this is why we track habits. We track your food habits. And like I said, the consistent calorie deficit will mean that you lose fat, not anything else, however you do it. Number two, have you done the exercise sessions that you said you would do? That are going to, one, contribute to a calorie deficit, but that's not the only benefit, and that's the problem with exercise. It's often sold as a way to lose weight. That's like that much of the benefits. There's like all these. Independent of weight loss, it will help with your insulin sensitivity, help better control your blood sugar levels, change the way you feel, give you more energy, and perhaps then you can make better informed, more intelligent decisions about the snacking options that you have, the food choices, how you handle stress, how you sleep that day could be impacted by exercise. You sleep better, more energy, you perceive foods as less rewarding than they actually are. All these beneficial things that have come from habits. And guess what? Just so happens that if you stick to these habits, you'll lose body fat over the long run. And this isn't always reflected in a weekly weigh-in where you're supposed to lose 1 or 2 pounds, because it just doesn't work like that. You might one week get on the scales and lose a few more. And that's why sometimes, and this isn't for everyone, if you're obsessed with the scales, sometimes I just recommend get rid of them, focus on the habits, come back to it as and when, because if you're putting too much emphasis on it, that voice comes out and goes, oh, look, you did all that work for half a pound or no weight loss, but actually just consider that how far you've come already with your habits, because sometimes it can just take a while. Like, you've got to consider, and I say this to some of the ladies, when you're starting to exercise and you haven't lost weight, the exercise can actually be the contributor to that. If you're maybe a bit sore, you've got muscle damage, you retain more water. At the end of the day, exercise creates inflammation short term. You're actually damaging your muscle fibers. See, exercise is damaging. Joking. But your body repairs that, you get stronger from it, you get fitter from it. You've also got to consider, as you get stronger and fitter, guess what? You then end up doing more. Might be subconscious, but you might walk a bit more. You might, in the workout, some of the ladies mentioned, I went to the floor on my knees today. I did a push-up on my toes today. I can't believe it. I went a bit lower on my squats. I did the jump today. In a squat, I jumped instead of just doing a normal. Like, all these things that we say. So now, guess what? Our intensity is increasing. We're getting fitter. We're burning more calories because we're doing more. We said, you know what? I'm not going to do the 10-minute workout today, Matt. I'm going to do the 15-minute workout because I feel confident and ready to do it. All these things start to stack up. And over time, if you stay consistent, I can 100% guarantee you'll see changes in your body fat level, body shape, in your health, metabolism. You literally can't lose. The only thing that will make you lose is that relationship with the scales, where you say, I should have lost 1.5 pounds according to my tracker this week. I haven't. What a waste of time. I'll give up. And if you actually write that down and rationale and say, what would I say to my kids? This always gets me. What do you say to your kids if they said, you know what, I've given my all this week, I haven't got anything from it? What would you say to them? And I would take that advice. So, that was a long tangent round, but we're back to here. Yes, the whoosh effect is a very weird term. There's no real, this is what it is. There's water fluctuations, your carb intake, your salt. But the fact of the matter is, whether it's whooshy or not, stay consistent with these habits and maybe track your habits, and your body will reward you for it over time. Just keep checking in what's working, what's not. I know that's the boring answer, but it's the truthful answer. And it doesn't have to happen overnight. Like I said, some of the ladies are like, right, start on 10 minutes. You know what? Now I'm going to do 15 minutes. Calorie burn's gone up. I feel better. I'm more confident. I'm more in control. You know what? I don't need that dopamine hit from that food anymore because I'm getting it from my exercise. I feel that sense of achievement. I feel proud that I'm doing this. I'm going to finish 2020 strong and not use this whole situation as a comforting reason to just put my health to one side. At a time when, let's face it, we all need to make the most of that and make sure that we're in the healthiest position possible. Hope that helps. Have a lovely Saturday. And I hope that explains that question about the whoosh effect. Take care and speak soon. Any questions, as always, let me know. Our brand new studio and devices, by the way. Nearly forgot. Opens on the 3rd of December. And we reopen in Marlborough, ladies only studio, on the 3rd of December too. 28-day kickstart. Last blast before Christmas. Finish 2020 strong. If you want more information on that, do let me know. Send me a message. And have a lovely Saturday. Is our habit challenge today, so I'm off to do our habit number. I think we're on habit number 7. We've got a habit a day going on in our private support group at the moment. A small habit a day, really simple habit that you can apply into your lifestyle without having to get a big ingredients list, shopping, or anything like that. Have a great day. Speak soon, okay?